Welcome to the Arrington Gavin Show. Real talk, big opinions, and fearless conversations. From the front lines of politics to the latest in pop culture. From breaking sports headlines to the stories that move the world. Nothing's off limits, and nobody's holding back. Arrington Gavin is here to break it down, build it up, and keep it all the way real. So turn it up, lean in, and let's get into it. This is the Arrington Gavin Show.
What is going on, ladies and gents? Welcome to the Arrington Gavin Show, your go-to spot for sharp insights, bold opinions, and unfiltered takes on the biggest stories of the day, whether it's politics, sports, pop culture, or the latest buzz. Look, we're diving deep and keeping it real, so please do me a favor, kick back, stay informed, and get ready to join the conversation. Y'all, welcome. This is episode 651. Hope you all are doing great this evening. We got a lot to discuss on today's show. We're going to share some of the recent primary results that went down in Minnesota, the state of Minnesota, Wisconsin, as well as South Carolina. Also, we're going to discuss the story involving a popular influencer who's known to be a giver. Yes, he is a comical figure as well, but he's known to just bless people with, by buying their groceries, primarily at Walmart. But he has recently received a permanent ban from Walmart, and I believe Sam's as well. So we're going to talk about that case. Also, Caroline Leavitt, White House press secretary, announces her resignation. And we'll talk to see what's the reasons behind that. And then also too, we're gonna talk about how some of these candidates, primarily those that have been endorsed by the president, is either spazzing out with crazy rhetoric or agreeing with the slush fund or weaponization fund, they call it, but the slush fund to fund those that broke the law. Okay, but as I mentioned, as long as you break the law in the name of Trump, you're good. You are a-okay. So we got a lot to discuss here on the show. As always, my friends, I thank you for take the time out your busy schedule to tune into yet another great episode. This is, as I mentioned earlier, episode 651. We drop new episodes here weeknights at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on YouTube and wherever you listen to your podcasts. We're available on all podcast platforms. You can also check out past episodes of the Arrington Gavin Show on Goatverse TV. That's right, Goatverse TV. All you have to do is download the app. It's free. It's available on the App Store, Google Play Store, Roku, as well as Amazon. Lord have mercy, Amazon Fire TV. I am quite tired at the moment, y'all. Had a great workout and ate a great meal, and I'm just like, it's exhausted. But no, Amazon Fire TV, Roku, Google Play Store. You can download the app from there or the App Store. So it's a variety of options where you can tune into Goatverse TV, check out past episodes of the Arrington Gavin Show. You can also check us out on our social media platforms, Instagram at the Arrington Gavin Show, Blue Sky or X, all under the same name, AG Show Live. You can also check out our website, www.theagshow.com, and be sure to subscribe if you have not done so yet. Subscribe to our channel, the Arrington Gavin Show. We have a goal to hit 5,000 subscribers, so please help us get to that level, not just level, but get to that number. We see growth each and every day, and I want to thank you all for your continuous support. Again, we want to continue to spread great conversation and just have fun, doing it. But yes, we have to continue this great work. We need your help. And so subscribe. If you give us a thumbs up if you're watching this video right now, truly appreciate it. Give us 5 stars if you're listening to this podcast right now. I truly appreciate that as well. Share with a friend, share with family. Again, all is needed, and I appreciate if you would do that. But before we really get started, before we head to a commercial break, I want to bring up this conversation, this clip that went across my my feed, and I had reposted it on my social media because I'm like, interesting. So Shady McCoy, LeSean McCoy, nickname is Shady McCoy, former NFL running back, played with the, I think he played majority of his career with the Philadelphia Eagles, but he actually lucked up and won not one, but I believe 2 rings. He had 1 ring with Kansas City Chiefs, and I believe another one, his second one, with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So, but had a great career. Again, one of the greats at running backs. Easily, I would say top 10. Maybe I'm kind there. Folks might say, oh no, he's definitely better than top 10, but I will put him in that category because there's a lot of great running backs. I'm just saying, a lot of great running backs. Might even say top 15. But anyway, he has a podcast. Well, he's a co-host. He co-hosts a podcast along with another former NFL star, Emmanuel Acho, who has grown himself in the media space. He had a successful pod called what was it? I think it was called Awkward or Conversations with the Black Man. Then he had he was a known figure on FS1 until the show got canceled. Now he's in the digital space now, along with LeSean McCoy. LeSean McCoy shared his take on the upcoming NFL Hall of Fame ballot. So we've just had the 2026 Hall of Fame. So now it's already, folks are predicting who should be in the next class, in the 2027 class of the NFL Hall of Fame. Let me share this clip that has been going viral here.
Be on there though, because this might sound crazy, but Jerry Rice or AB, man, I'm taking AB. Yeah.
What did you just say?
Jerry Rice or Antonio Brown? I'm taking Antonio Brown.
Keep going.
I don't care.
Thank you guys for watching the Speakeasy.
Boys out the mud. We got LeSean McCoy.
What?
Bro,
I'm not gonna get distracted.
Y'all can't. All right, that's one. 2 is y'all acting like. What am I saying wrong? What can Jerry Rice do that AB can't do?
Jerry Rice got 3 Super Bowls? He
Bump
got
the Super Bowl.
22,000 yards.
Bump the Super Bowl.
He's got
Jerry Rice.
He had a 1,000-yard receiving season at 42, bro. 42.
Yo, my man. You don't think AB can do that? See, y'all talking like that because AB's career.
Yes, your career makes you.
Okay. AB should be on there though. Because
what's interesting is, and folks like to have a little controversy, right? Folks like to be a little controversial. And I get it. Like LeSean McCoy, even his style of commentating, his take, he's very opinionated, but he does stuff that I think is, and look, he's doing a great thing because it's clickbait. It's continuing to go viral, which now brings more attention to their podcast Speakeasy. So LeSean McCoy said, and he said, look, what I'm about to say is kind of crazy, but I would choose Antonio Brown over Jerry Rice. Now let's compare, right? So the gentleman initially has said Super Bowl rings. Now rings, I'm with Emmanuel Acho. I would not do a who has the most rings kind of thing. I'm not doing that. Because rings are a team effort, and there's plenty of players who are not considered the greats that have a lot of rings. Okay, but let's just I'll just because if you're curious, okay. Jerry Rice has 3. He's a former Super Bowl MVP. Antonio Brown has, I want to say, 1. Let me see. How many does AB have? AB has, yes, he has 1. And I believe he received that ring. He got that ring with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Okay. So AB his NFL career spanned 12 years. 12 years. Jerry Rice, his career spanned 20 years as a wide receiver. Hell, he was actually he was still competing for season 21, but I believe he retired during the preseason. He couldn't extend it. So let me go, stat for stat. So let's just go with Antonio Brown first. Okay. I mentioned he got the Super Bowl. 7-time Pro Bowler in 12 seasons. That's pretty phenomenal. He's a 2-time NFL reception leader, a 2-time receiving yards leader, NFL receiving touchdown leader in 2018. Okay, that's it. So his career stats currently for 12 years: 928 receptions, over 12,000 receiving yards, 83 receiving touchdowns, career receiving touchdowns, and then he was also a great return man. So return yards, 2,900 yards, a little over 2,900 yards, and 5 return touchdowns. Now, I will give AB some credit because AB had like a 5 or 6 year run, well over 1,000 yards in receiving. Let me find that right here. Okay, so during his time with Pittsburgh, majority of his career was with Pittsburgh. He had 1, 2, 3. He actually had 7 seasons. He had 7 over 1,000 yards in receiving seasons with Pittsburgh. He had 7 of those seasons. 6 in a row, like consistently, had over 1,000 yards in receiving. Hell, 2 of them, the man almost had close to 2,000. Well, actually 3 when I pull it up. 1,000 yards receiving. That's an athlete, okay? Athlete. 3 let me see. 4 of those seasons, he had over 10 touchdowns, receiving touchdowns. He is a phenomenal athlete, was a phenomenal athlete. But guess what? He is a head case. And folks can say, oh, you blame it on CTE. No. He made some bonehead decisions after he left Pittsburgh. At first, he had a very, 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 very short period with at the time, the Oakland Raiders, now the Las Vegas Raiders, where he was doing his own thing, right? It's all about him, not trying to be a part of it. Then he went viral. I believe this was with Tampa Bay, where he pulled off a Joanna man, took off his pads, basically, took off his pads and left during the game. This man left during the game. Let me see. I believe this is with Pittsburgh. So let me see. Yeah, that was with Tampa. So yeah, that was the last time, and he left during the game, like insane. He pulled off a Joanna man. So I say all that. That's AB's career. The way his career ended, that's what he will be known for. So folks are asking, is he first ballot worthy? Now, stat wise, yes, but the NFL is known. The NFL Hall of Fame is very known to also include his sportsmanship, his career sportsmanship. That goes in consideration. Hence why Terrell Owens was in first ballot. Should have been. If you're just going strictly on stats, hell yeah, he should have been first ballot. AB should be first ballot. But I don't think he will. Now, that's all AB stats. And let me go to Jerry Rice. Okay. I mentioned earlier the 3 Super Bowl rings, 1 Super Bowl MVP, 2-time Offensive Player of the Year, a 13-time Pro Bowl, received 13 Pro Bowls, a 2-time NFL reception leader, a 6-time NFL yards leader, six-time NFL receiving touchdown leader. He was the NFL scorer in 1987. He holds 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hold on. I lost my count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 NFL records that has yet to be broken. 11 receptions, over 1,500 career receptions, almost 23,000 receiving yards, almost 200 receiving touchdowns. By the way, Jerry Rice, just want to throw it out there, went to an HBCU. Just want to throw that out there. This man continued to deliver unthinkable things at his age as a wide receiver. First of all, there's not a lot of wide receivers out there that has a career that spans 20 years. That's for the most part, I would say kickers, QBs. I mean, Bruce Smith was a rare commodity because he was defensive end and played 19 years. But the career span is continuing to lower and lower and lower. I want to say, let's just see here. Yeah, this man was having almost over 1,000 yards in receiving in his 40s. In his 40s, y'all. I mean, it's just it's now if you look at Jerry Rice as well. So during his time with San Francisco, because that was the majority of his careers with the San Francisco 49ers. Look at this, y'all. Look at this. Look at this. Godly, I'm just looking at these stats. His rookie year, he had close to 1,000 yards. He had around like a little over 900. But after his rookie season, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 seasons in a row over 1,000 yards in receiving. He had 12 in total. He had 12 over 1,000 receiving yards seasons with San Fran. His stats is unquestionable. So you can't do the argument, well, he played longer, so of course his overall career numbers will be larger. Yeah, but look at those seasons. Specifically, look at those seasons. Look how he delivered. I'm only looking at 2 really sorry seasons, and honestly, that was towards the man's retirement years at 42. So the fact that LeSean McCoy is trying to be all, and look, LeSean is probably going from a different place because that's a former teammate. But I'm sorry. The argument is no argument between Antonio Brown and Jerry flipping Rice. Okay. Now, if you wanted to bring up like a Randy Moss and a Jerry Rice, or a T.O. and a Jerry Rice, hell, even what's my boy's name from Indy, like Marvin Harrison, like, those are figures I'm like, but Jerry Rice and Antonio Brown, no. Jerry got you beat. And then LeSean McCoy is like, oh, you basing on careers? Yeah, careers make you. That's what he may watch. Like, careers make you. So I think LeSean McCoy might have been sipping something that time, that during that moment. But y'all, what's your take? That debate will continue. I want to hear your take. Let's put it in the comments. AB or Jerry Rice? And also, 2-part question. The follow-up will be, do you think Antonio Brown deserves to be first ballot Hall of Fame? Just overall, not just his stats, but overall NFL career, what he's known for, what he'll be remembered by, what he is remembered by. Should he be a first ballot? Should he deserves to be first ballot? So let me know what you think about that, y'all. We are going to head to a quick commercial break. You're listening to the Arrington Gavin Show. Do not go anywhere.
Every man has a story to tell. Your ambitions, your achievements, your legacy. Your suit should reflect that story, crafted precisely, designed for impact, and tailored exclusively for you. We work with only the finest fabrics, luxurious wools, silk, linen, and blends from world-renowned mills in Italy, the UK, and India. These fabrics are the foundation of custom suits that exude elegance and stand the test of time. But a suit isn't just about fabric, it's about fit, and it's about confidence, and it all starts with you. When you work with me, you'll receive a personalized consultation, whether in person or over Zoom. Together, we'll explore your vision and discuss your needs. And we're gonna bring your ideas to life. My journey as a designer includes apprenticing under New York-based designer Clavon Leonard, showcasing collections at New York Fashion Week, Algeria Fashion Week, and the prestigious Baltimore Met Gala. That experience is what we bring to every suit we create, from weddings to corporate events and everything in between. We specialize in crafting one-of-a-kind suits for life's most significant moments. Dapper Luke has been recognized as one of Baltimore's best menswear in 2023, and I was honored to be one of the 10 designers selected for the prestigious Baltimore Met Gala. With over 900 satisfied clients, we proudly serve Virginia Beach and Baltimore, bringing world-class designs to these incredible communities. We don't just make suits, we craft confidence. Your suit will fit your body, your style, and it will tell your story. Book your free online personal consultation today. Visit www.dapperluke.com.
Order your beard care products with Rugged Evolution. We're your local beard care line that supports the maintenance of your full, mature beard. Our line includes conditioning shampoos, moisturizers, balms, oils, shaving lotions, and exfoliating soaps. These products moisturize, hydrate, nourish, and have all the natural ingredients for a healty beard. Log on to our website or download our app to place your orders. Become a man of distinction with Rugged Evolution Beard Care. And remember,
rugged is the new smooth.
And we still in traffic.
Don't look familiar, do I? Not in this seat.
Hey, what's that you listening to?
Here to host today.
Hey, turn it up.
Yeah, this that new GoatVerse app. I got you.
So y'all want to know where the goats are? They're off on the sidelines.
Looking for fresh, relevant content wherever you go?
What was the name of the app he said?
Introducing GoatVerse TV.
GoatVerse, that's what it's called.
The free streaming app that brings you the best podcasts, current events, and thought-provoking opinions all in one place. Download it now from the Apple Store or Play Store. In Goats, we trust.
All right, my friends, welcome back to the show. Welcome back. Let's get going with our first, well, we already did kind of our first or second story. Well, I'll just bring it up. Caroline Leavitt, White House press secretary, announces that she is leaving from her role at the end of the month. She is resigning as White House press secretary. Look, for one of the hardest positions in I would say in Washington is being the White House press secretary. That's a hard position to do. Why? Because, well, you are the spokesperson for the president, and you have to speak with the press. Ugh, yikes. I mean, like, you're gonna have those that are gonna support you. You're gonna have those that are gonna be against you. You're gonna have those that are more balanced and just wants to answer fair questions. The interesting thing is, and by the way, I want to say she made history as the youngest, because Caroline Leavitt is just 28 years old. I mean, again, phenomenal. I don't have to, agree with her, but I will give her props. She had she would receive strong questions but also I think she had it even worse because this was Trump's second term, filled with so many lies and more. She was a part of that, that group. And it's why, in my opinion, because I feel like they tried to give her the red carpet by changing up the press with the right-wing media that loves and praises Trump to make it a little easier for Caroline. Because look, she doesn't have to answer to left-wing media. A number of them were banned really from the press room. So again, it made her job a little easier, especially when you hear from folks saying, "Oh my goodness, the president looks like he's in much better shape than he's ever been. What is his diet? What is this? What is he that?" I'm like, really? Did she just ask that question? But anyway, Caroline Leavitt, she said she's going to end her role to spend more time with her family. As you know, her and her husband just welcomed, I believe, their second child. And so she wants to, be with her family. A quote let's see. It says she will continue to be an outside advisor, he added on True Social. Our wonderful White House press secretary and one of the most trusted aides, Caroline Leavitt, will be departing her role at the end of the month so she can spend more time with her beautiful young children and family. And decision I totally understand and respect. Trump put that on True Social. One thing I would say, it's pretty gross because it was a moment that they caught on film where Trump is like, those lips, I tell you. I'm like, creepy. Anyway, Leavitt, who I mentioned, 20 years old, was the youngest ever White House press secretary. So boom, good job for her. She recently returned from parental leave after birth of her second child in May. Now, she puts on True Social, the truth is, since returning to the White House after the birth of my daughter, I have felt in my heart that I cannot be the best mom my two young children deserve while devoting the constant time, energy, and attention required of the White House press secretary. And that is why I have ultimately made the bittersweet decision to depart the White House and embark in a new chapter in my life. She puts that on True Social. Now, I'll be honest, the press secretary, the White House press secretary, is really a role that you rarely will see somebody that will keep it for the longevity. Just because it really is a very, very, very stressful position. Now, I will say, well, no, because Biden administration had two. I think they had Jen Psaki and Jean-Pierre. I'm blanking on her. Kareem. I'm blanking on her name, but they had two. Now, Trump's first term, you had like 50,000, didn't you? Because you had Sean Spicer, you had Huckabee Sanders. I forget her first name. Then there was another person. He went through at least wasn't McEnany? Kelly McEnany, I think, was one. So he had at least 3 or 4 in his first term. So okay, now he's on to the next one. Nothing I really want to continue to share involving her. Hey, look, started first administration. So she started working for the Trump in his first administration in 2020 and left shortly before his term ended. She later made an unsuccessful run for Congress in her home of New Hampshire. Later, she went on to work for Trump's super PAC, before working for Trump's 2024 campaign. So she's been in the game for a while. And again, I don't agree with a lot of her politics. I will give credit for the fact she's done it at this young age. She's not even 30 yet. So I will applaud just that. The effort of running for office, the fact that she worked for the administration prior. Like I said, I'll give her credit for that. But will she be missed? Maybe by MAGA, but would I miss her? No. So moving on. Let's talk primary results that happened in Wisconsin. Let's see. We have Wisconsin. We have Minnesota, as well as South Carolina. So let me see if I have a let's see if I have an image. I want to make sure I have like a graphic for you guys. For those who are watching, I don't want you to just stare in my beautiful face all the time. Actually, I do, but I don't at the same time. So let me keep it on this one here, because this was a race that a lot of folks did not see coming. So this right here is the Wisconsin primary results, Wisconsin governor results. So starting off with Wisconsin, the Democratic primary involving David Crowley, who was a Milwaukee County executive. He was viewed at the time as more of a moderate, pragmatic Democrat. At first he left, then came back. He narrowly, when I say narrowly, I mean literally narrowly defeated Democratic Socialist Francisca Hong. When I tell y'all it was so close, look, David Crowley had 39.8% to Francisca Hong's 39.3%. It was extremely close, but a win for the establishment. Now, folks have considered, even though he was considered moderate, folks have considered him progressive. So I'm starting to learn this a little more, is that you have, matter of fact, let me come out of this real quick. And there was a interview that I watched, I believe it was on NBC, where, or maybe MSNBC, I'm blanking, but there was it was on CNN. I was wrong completely. Audie Cornish had spoke with I believe a representative out of Wisconsin who considers herself a progressive, and also Dan Crowley a progressive. So remember, y'all, I've always said that, to me, Democratic Socialists and progressives are pretty much similar. Well, this kind of explained that, well, not all of them are like the same, but they're not too far apart. So check out this soundbite real quick, and then I'll continue talking about the primary results that went down in Wisconsin.
Hear those voters say things like, hey, this is a wake-up call. Was that your lesson? Do you feel like this was a wake-up call for you?
Well, good morning. And first of all, I'm a progressive as well. And David Crowley is a progressive as well. I think that we are terrified of how Republicans define us. And Francisca Hong decided to call herself a Democratic Socialist, and that the Republicans sort of want to use that jargon as a cudgel to prevent Democratic voters from supporting in the general election that candidate. I just want to say that Francisca Hong ran an absolutely splendid campaign. She did focus on things that are on people's minds, which is why she received so many votes. Affordability.
But can I stop you there? I want to be clear. Did you endorse Crowley?
I most certainly did endorse David Crowley.
So you're saying good things about Francesca. What is it that led you to say not just that Francisca Hong was pretty good, but to call back somebody, right, who had dropped out of the race? You endorsed someone who had to come back and run against her.
Well, it was a very awkward primary, but in the long run, I agree with the governor that David Crowley was the person with the most managerial experience plus legislative experience. And Francesca absolutely ran a good campaign. I think there were volunteers from not only this state, but all over the region that came and did boots on the ground. And I think the governor decided to intervene because we do want the strongest candidate to stand up with Tom Tiffany.
I want to maybe say the quiet part.
So let me go ahead and so again, that was Congresswoman who you heard Audie Cornish speaking with, was Congresswoman Gwen Moore, Democrat from Wisconsin, who endorsed Dan Crowley. So now going back to that that results board. So Francisca Hong has described herself. Hold on, let me come out of that. She has described herself as a Democratic Socialist. Look, Democratic Socialist is an organization. It's actually not a wing per se of the party that a lot of I'll say established Democrats have considered. They consider two wings: progressive, moderates. They just consider those two wings. DSA is an organization. They don't have a lot of current elected officials now. Have they endorsed a lot of people? Do they have elected officials that support what DSA is doing? Absolutely. But what we're noticing, y'all, is a lot of these candidates who, yes, they're doing great groundwork. They're getting a message that is gravitating to folks when you talk about, again, affordability and stuff that, common sense stuff. But then they start getting controversial with some of their beliefs. So, for example, Francesca Hong had stated, let's see here. She had faced a scrutiny during a 2026 gubernatorial primary campaign after past social media posts surfaced, which she called to cancel Thanksgiving. What in the world? Like, where's stuff coming from, right? So when you have moments like that, all right, when you have moments like that, it's weird. It's weird. And so let me see. There's a number. If I can pull up some here. Which she actually has backtracked, by the way. I just want to mention that she has backtrack those comments that she had said. Of course you do, when you realize it screwed you over. Now Hong was a state lawmaker from Madison, so she was an elected official so they both had electability in their background. It's not like she was a newcomer. Like, she does have background in working in office. But like most most DSA, they have so much, or a number of controversial moments where it's abolish this, I want free this, I want that. That's not gravitating to everyday people. It's not, especially if you want to win a statewide. Now, you could win your primary base and supportive or on a smaller level, but when you have to win statewide, you're going to have to say, okay, I'm going to have to find ways that I can agree with the Republicans or I can see their point of view, and let's see how we can all come together and work for the greater good. See, that's my thing. To me, DSA is like a one-sided thing. Not compare them as extreme as MAGA, because I mean, at the end of the day, hey, look, MAGA stormed the Capitol, and now they're asking for money from taxpayers, right? But DSA is very controversial with their wording, in my opinion. And it's not winning the overall messaging. It's not winning races. Yes, Abdul Saeed is successful. He has not associated himself with DSA. He says he is a progressive, but he's not affiliating himself with them. ALC, a progressive, is not affiliating herself with DSA. There's a large number of individuals who are not affiliating themselves with DSA. Now, one thing I heard on Morning Joe Scarborough, who's a former Republican congresswoman, he's been independent for some years, but him, Chris Matthews, right? Journalist Chris Matthews, they're both sharing that the Democratic Party, yes, it is a Big Ten party, but they have got to start speaking up against and try not to connect themselves with DSA, because they're not going to win. They will not win. See, Republicans want to see these DSA candidates win. Why? Because they know they're not going to win the overall. They might become the nominee, but they ain't going to win that overall. They're not. So it goes back to my argument with the progressives. Like, look, progressives do, like I mentioned, they have they're successful when it comes to the boots on the ground. Their ground game is great. Their messaging is great, but they are not winning the overall general election. So going back to this, Dan Crowley came victorious in a very close race, which if elected, he will be Wisconsin's first black mayor. So that'll be an historic win if he succeeds. He will be running against Tom Tiffany, U.S. representative from Wisconsin, Republican, who also has been endorsed by Donald Trump. Now, Tiffany won by a landslide, 95.3%. So that was what you call an ass whooping for him. Now, on Wisconsin's congressional district, you have Rebecca Cook. Let's see. And this is what they're saying is a 2024 rematch between her and a Republican Representative Derek Van Orden, which Van Orden defeated Cook by only 2.7% 2 years ago. So this is a repeat for them. Essentially, what the public is showing is that, hey, look, the establishment took a win and not an L, and this is a huge loss for progressive. Again, they're putting progressives in DSH, which, I mean, hey, hell, I'll put them in the same boat. But you just heard from Gwen Moore, who said, well, Dan Crowley is a progressive. I'm a progressive. There's folks that say, hey, look, we're progressive because we believe in what? Progress. But it gets so misconstrued with this whole DSA. It's just, it's back and forth. But it's just showing that even though it came very close, which tells you more about, I think Wisconsin and just the overall, like, okay, is this movement, is this a movement that's going to grow almost like the Tea Party of the right, but for the left? Like, will we see this? Well, let's keep an eye on it. We're going to move it on to Minnesota now, because Minnesota had some interesting races, in my opinion. You had, let me see if I can bring it up. There we go. So let's start off with the governors. Yeah, let's start with the governor's race, because Tim Walz will not be. I think he's either termed out or just not running for re-election. You have U.S. Senator Amy Klobuchar, who has been a longtime senator, very popular senator out of Minnesota, who won her Democratic primary by a large number, 89.7%. Then you have on the Republican side, Lisa DeMuth, I believe that's how you pronounce her last name. Yes, she won with 43.4% of the vote to a Democratic endorsed primary candidate, Mike Lindell. Yes, the My Pillow guy, who had 13.5%. But here's the funny thing, y'all. So Mike Lindell, who's always been a election denier and someone who has not conceded the election between Biden and Trump, and now he's not really conceding this. So look, I found this clip. This was on he has a streaming network called Lindell TV that's quite popular in the right-wing movement, I guess. I don't know. It's a channel that he started like in his basement, and now he's a professional now. He's not selling pills anymore. He's selling nonsense on TV. But check out this clip here.
If the AP calls the race with Lisa Davis in the next half hour, will you concede?
If who does?
If the AP calls the race.
What is the AP? The voters. What the AP? Why would I listen to the AP? There's 265,000 votes left to count. I'm down by 18,000 now. We just gained 5,000. I'm not going to give up this race until the votes are counted. That's nonsense.
Until all the votes are counted?
Until the votes are counted where I can't win.
If the AP calls the race.
This is the guy, by the way, y'all, who Trump said, "Oh, I'm endorsing him," and that's just because he's been a Trump loyalist since day one. He is somebody who will continue to spew nonsense. He has literally lost, I would say, everything because all for the love of Trump. So right there, I just moved it for you all so you can see the Senate race. It was a popular Senate race too that happened. So we got the governor's race happening in Minnesota, but check out this Senate race. So this was interesting. So let me read the Republican side first. So because Michelle Tafoya, we've known her back during she's a former sports journalist who was a sideline reporter for the NFL for years. Everybody loves Michelle Tafoya, right? Everybody knew who Michelle Tafoya was. But Michelle Tafoya kind of pulled a what's her name? Sage Steele, and then went straight MAGA post leaving ESPN. So she's now, she's a political commentator now, a Republican strategist is what it had said in her initial bio. But now she has a chance to become the next U.S. senator in Minnesota. She won a large number, 52.1%. Okay. She beat by a landslide former NBA player Royce White, the guy that's been walking around with a wig saying he's identifying himself, he's exposing his feminine side and wants to enlist in the WNBA. He's a clown. Okay, he's a straight up clown. Look, I've said it, I'll say it again. Your take on the whole debate of men and women's sports, that's one thing, but when you continue to mock people, that's different. You can tell this man has just been mocking, and he hasn't been acting like he's trying to win an election. So he lost by a landslide. So we have Michelle Tafoya now. She'll be facing against Democrat Peggy Flanagan, who won the Democratic nominee with 59%. She defeated a Congresswoman Angie Craig, who represented more of a centrist moderate lane of the Democratic Party. Now, her campaign, Flanagan's campaign, heavily on challenging corporate influence and confronting the Trump administration. I've already shared my take on Michelle Tafoya. Let's see here. So the reason why this race made a lot of noise, because Peggy Flanagan, they're putting her in the same boat as one of those rising progressives in the movement. So they're saying, oh, is there a move? Is there a shift happening within the Democratic Party? More progressives are really starting to build up. Look, when I see it, I'll believe it. Because you already have Michigan's with Abdul El Said, so Minnesota with Peggy Flanagan. Wisconsin had a moderate who won his primary. So you're noticing in the primaries is the number of progressives building up. Now I'm gonna hit up my good friend Jen Johansson, because we're gonna have a conversation about this very soon. I've already mentioned on the Minnesota's governor's race, which Amy Klobuchar I would consider moderate as well. Ilhan Omar survived her Democratic primary. Let's see. Okay, we're gonna move to South Carolina now. So let's go ahead here and where is South Carolina? So am I tripping? Do I see? There we go, South Carolina. So South Carolina. It is, well, I should say it should be a runoff for that primary. It should be a runoff, I believe, in that. Let me see here. There we go. That's what I was looking for. So moving on to South Carolina. So as you know, the recent passing of longtime Senator Lindsey Graham, his sister, has now entered into the mix. She's the interim U.S. senator, somebody that has absolutely no political background, but she is been the interim senator for that role. But she said, you know what, I'm going to continue this, and I want to run in this race. So I think that went into a runoff, but the numbers I'm seeing here with NBC News, it looks like she might have should have been the winner. Darlene Graham is her name. So okay, so there is a runoff advancing between her and Representative Ralph Norman. Now, Darlene Graham was endorsed by Donald Trump. The runoff, it says, will happen on the 25th. Darlene is the sister of Lindsey Graham. And she had a great, I will say she had a great message. And I'm trying to quote here, but she just explained how, look, I was brought into this position not knowing I just buried my brother. I still have not yet coped. I'm on the campaign trail now, hoping I need you to try. I'm not a politician. And she isn't. She's not a politician. I think she could possibly, well, for one, I think she's going to be the nominee. Two, I think she can probably win the whole thing. I don't know if South Carolina will ever get flipped blue for a while, in my opinion, but we will see. We will see what will occur. But again, that is in a runoff. And so we will see. Just imagine, I feel like that's like a TV show now. Just imagine, like, you get pulled into politics. Your brother's a popular U.S. senator, and, well, at least in the state of South Carolina, I won't say overall, but hey, he's been a senator there forever in South Carolina. And now his sister is, and now she is, and she could possibly be, running or winning and serving a full term. It will be interesting to see. It will be very interesting to see. But as I conclude the conversation about the primaries that went down in those few states that we just been discussing, my takeaways is this: the Democratic Party for sure has to get their shit together. Okay, I'm just being honest. They're all around the place. Either you condone DSA and stop acting like you're, buddy, or you find some meeting in the middle to say, hey, look, progressives, moderates, folks that are a part of the Democratic Party overall, we have to find a way to come together in order to win. If not, you're going to give an easy win to the Republicans. You will give an easy win to the Republicans, in my opinion, y'all, in my opinion, because I know a lot of Democrats that are just not pleased with this DSA conversation. And in all honesty, it's clickbait or it's talking points for the right. That's all that it is. I mentioned, when you have one person who's very controversial, they're going to compare that one person to the whole entire party back and forth. Now, if that person was president, that's a little different, but even there has been people that speak against the president gets kicked out. So that's why I'm saying he shows that he has power over the party, in my opinion. But we will see, man. We will see. We're seeing some progressives winning in some key areas. I wouldn't consider Wisconsin, a liberal leaning. I wouldn't even really consider Minnesota, right? I think those two states are purple, primarily purple. But we will see. We will see how that goes. Speaking of elections, y'all. So John Ossoff, senator out of Georgia, recently shared a clip where his opponent, Mike Collins, who's again, this is another Democratic, a endorsed candidate, a Trump endorsed candidate, who had was caught on film, a film surfaces where he agrees with having a slush fund to support January 6ers. Let me play you this clip here, y'all.
With Todd Blanche being confirmed as the new Attorney General and the Victims of Political Weaponization Fund being such a controversial issue that's important to me, I lost everything. I'm a business owner now in Savannah by the grace of God. I lost my home, my car, all my entire life savings. To put it clearly, would you support either the Victims of Political Weaponization Fund, Compensation Fund, or some form of compensatory relief, not just to January 6ers like myself, but all Americans left, right, and center who have become victims of a weaponized political system?
Yeah, you know, it's anything political. A lot of things have been politicized and weaponized. And when the federal government harms you, then yes, they have a liability to. That's easy. Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
So right then and there, Mike Collins, candidate, Republican nominee for U.S. Senator out in Georgia, said, "Oh, that's easy. Yes, that's easy. Yes." Again, my friends, didn't we all see the same thing occur on January 6th when folks lost their everlasting mind, ran into a government building, vandalized, broke windows, climbed walls? Some of them probably, I think, peed on. I mean, they did so much crap inside that building. Some people, one gentleman sat and put his feet on the desk of the House Speaker at the time, Nancy Pelosi. That was one of the most horrifying and sad moments. You hear me? Sad moments of our American history, really, of our time. It was disgusting. That being said, Donald Trump is like, we got to compensate them. They did that all for me. They need to be rewarded by taxpayer money. Okay, what he calls a weaponization fund that was close to $2 billion proposal to compensate people the administration of President Trump believed had been wronged by the Biden Justice Department. So going back, a Savannah man who received a pardon for his actions on January 6th. Because Donald Trump pardoned like majority of the people that stormed. Well, at least 1,500. He would have done every single person there, if he had the capability to. He describes himself as a self-described provocateur and is at the heart of the latest stir in Georgia's closely watched U.S. Senate race. Now, during the Q&A, which you heard portion of a recent breakfast event at a Savannah Golf Club, Dominic Box introduced himself as a nonviolent January 6er. From nonviolent or not, January 6er is a January 6er. Okay? Freaking thug, that's what you are. Here is us here in Savannah, and asked Collins about his thoughts on the controversial plan to compensate victims of the weaponization fund. So I'm not going to quote what you just heard, but Collins responded, a lot of things have been politicized and weaponized, and when the federal government harms you, then yes, they have a liability to you. That's easy. Yes, sir. That's easy. Yes, sir. His campaign attempted to clarify Collins' remarks, saying Collins does not support a blank check fund or automatic taxpayer-funded payouts to January 6th. No. The man was clear, and Collins responded very clearly. So no need to try and cover it up, my friends. No need to cover it up. Because that right there showed that, hey, Georgia, y'all got to get out and make sure you vote and make sure you keep Jon Ossoff as your U.S. Senator. And that's why you got so many conservatives that has publicly endorsed a Democrat, Jon Ossoff. Conservatives like Shelley Winter. I listen to Shelley Winter pretty regularly. He is a conservative talk radio host out of the Atlanta, Georgia area. Shelley Winter, who is voted for Trump, in every occasion he is in. but he's even said that he don't even know if he's like still allowed in the Republican Party because of his endorsement of John Ossoff. There is another gentleman who just endorsed Ossoff, a former Republican senator out of Arizona. I'm blanking on his name to save my life, but those, just in general, those are two prominent figures in the Republican side, and you're seeing this. And matter of fact, I think Eric Arison recently he didn't endorse, but he did praise John Ossoff. So this is what just politics should always be. It shouldn't be like a rare occasion when you see folks from opposing parties supporting or defending, because it's all about person, not party. In my opinion, it's all about person, not party. You have this gentleman, Mike Collins, defending the January 6ers, saying they deserve to get funded. Folks out in Georgia, I hope you're listening loud and clear, because this man could be your next U.S. senator. Is that what you want? Is that what you want representing the state of Georgia? Bunch of people that defend criminals that vandalize and break into government buildings. Look, the law is the law. At the end of the day, the law is the law. Y'all saw the videos. You see the clips. You can pull up right now if you want to. It's a shame. It's a damn shame. My friends, I would continue I got some other stories, but we're going to close it up here because we already surpassed a little over an hour. Thank you for sticking with us here on the Arrington Gavin Show, my friends. Be sure to follow us and just stay safe, stay blessed, stay informed. I will talk to you soon for another great combo here on the Arrington Gavin Show. Peace.
That's it for tonight on the Arrington Gavin Show. Thanks for tapping in and keeping the conversation alive. Don't forget, stay connected with us on all platforms. Follow at Arrington Gavin on Instagram, Blue Sky, and X, and subscribe to the official Substack for exclusive takes and deep dives you won't get anywhere else. We're here every weeknight, same time, same energy, same real talk. Until next time, stay bold, stay sharp, and stay true. That's what we do on the Arrington Gavin Show. Peace.